Just got through eating some breakfast, I guess, if you want to call it that. Just some, this little contraption here, I got to make, I made me some peanut butter toast for breakfast, which is what I used to eat all the time back at the house when I first got up. You got this, you just, it's got 4 different spots. You just lean the toast up like that and put it on there on low, and it toasts one side, and then I turn it off. I take it, flip them around, toast the other side. And it's not as good as putting it in the toaster, but it still ends up toasted. So what the heck? Anyway, anyway, I give up. We're getting ready to head into town, if you want to call it that. And I'm going to take some video when we do that. When I run in there and zip quickly by my mess. There, I've got stuff stacked all over my cot because I got nowhere else to put it. There's Sleepyhead. Aren't you, Copper? Hey. What are you doing? You being sleepy dog? Yeah. Yeah, you being a sleepy dog. Anyway, we're getting ready to head into town here as soon as I put some pants and shoes on. But I'll be taking some footage of that. So yeah, it's gonna get cold tonight. But hang on just a second. I need to switch this around. All right. Let me get situated here. I'm very cramped. I don't know where I'm supposed to look on this phone. Can never. But I had a kind of a pleasant surprise last night. Well, I actually had one that was not pleasant at all, but then had another one that was pleasant. First, let me go past the one that wasn't pleasant. I don't know how I did it, but I had one of those dry bags that was full of fuel. I mean, we're talking hundreds of dollars of isobutane that I use like with my Jetboil and stuff like that. I mean, hundreds of dollars. Somehow I must have left it at the other campground. I don't know how. I know I was really, really tired and it was getting late by the time I got out of there, but I cannot believe I didn't load that. I emptied the Explorer yesterday looking for it, and it's not there. So it also had my bottles of propane in there that I was going to use with the buddy heater. And it's gone. It's just flat gone. It just made me sick. I mean, there are hundreds of dollars, literally hundreds of dollars worth of fuel for cooking that I don't know how I did it. All I know, I was super tired. It was getting dark when we left Huntington campground there. And somehow, I don't know how I missed it. It just makes me sick. I mean, we're talking hundreds of, I mean, probably, I don't know, it's hard to estimate, but I would say probably at least $300 worth of fuel. This is gone. All I have now is butane, which, since I'll be in a warmer climate, I can use butane to cook. You can't use butane very well, although that leads me to my pleasant surprise. It's supposed to get down to about 24 tonight, which I don't think it ever got that cold in Huntington. It got down about 26, I think, one night. But so it's going to be freaking cold tonight. And well, it's weird depending on which weather reports you look at. One of them says it's supposed to be 35, another one says it's supposed to be 33, and another one says it's supposed to be 24. That's a heck of a difference. I hope the one that says it's 33 or 35 is the correct one, honestly. That would be nice. But the one pleasant surprise I had, for some reason, and this is assuming that the gauges on the tanks are correct, I thought that both of my propane tanks were down getting toward the empty mark. But I got the other heater out, decided to hook it up to one of the tanks just to see if I had enough, to be able to take the chill off. I knew I couldn't run it all night, but enough to take the chill off when I went to bed, and also if I woke up during the night or in the morning when I get up. And so I grabbed one of the tanks, hooked it up, and it's saying it's still like 2/3 full. It's like, what? That's not what the gauge said when I was in Huntington, because I know both of them were getting down toward the yellow. Because you got the green part, and then you got the yellow part that shows it's getting low, and then you got the red part that shows it's almost out. And it's about halfway on the green area. So I hooked it up, and I woke up during the night. I have no idea what time it was, but I woke up during the night and it was freezing. And I had all this on. I mean, I had I had my hoodie up over my head, just like I did in Huntington. I had my hoodie on and my winter coat on, and I was actually pretty toasty under the covers. But it was kind of cold when I woke up during the night, and so I cranked up the heater for probably about 15 minutes or so and got it warmed up in here, and then turned it back off, trying to conserve some of the fuel. And then I woke up this morning and it was cold. In fact, it's fairly cold right now. My hands are. That's what really gets cold. My hands. I'm in gym shorts. My legs aren't cold. Feet are kind of cold, but I'll put some socks on here in a minute and get dressed because I got to run into town. So, but anyway, I was really pleasantly surprised that I still could hook up the heater and run it. Even though don't want to run it all night. I'd like to run it all night, but yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to be like 55 or what? Here again. One report says 53, another report says 55, and another report says 58. So I hope the 58 one is correct. But yeah, it's gonna be a little chilly the next couple of days. So I'm definitely getting out of here on Friday because it's still showing. It was showing snow on Saturday, but now it's showing heavy rain. So I just as soon not deal with that, because I need to get new windshield wipers on the Explorer, and I didn't do it because I figured I'm not going to run into that much rain. I can do that later, and I kind of needed to pinch pennies anyway, so it's like I didn't do it. So if we get out of here on Friday, we should be fine. And like I said, I think what I'm going to do is, because I'm telling you, to take down everything, have to unload everything, take down the tent, put the tent in the back, and then reload everything. What the heck was that? And then, I've even had 2 mugs of coffee and I still can't think. But it's just, and then drive 4 hours, try to find a place to camp. May have to go several different places because this area down there gets filled up pretty fast during the January and February, March, because of all the snowbirds. And by the time I do that, find a place to camp. Plus, I need to run into town, pick up my mail, check in with Planet Fitness. It's just too much, do all this down. It's going to take, I don't know, it took me all day when we were in Huntington, because I've got to take everything so I can find a place to put everything, fit everything in here in the Explorer, and then drive 4 hours, go into town, take care of that, and then go somewhere and try to set up camp and do this all over again. Especially as physically taxing as it is, I'm already going to be worn out by the time I get down there. So I think what I'm going to do is go into Lake Havasu City. I'm going to look today and see if I can find a motel to stay at. I'm not going to be able to book it until Friday because I'm not going to have the money. So, but I'll do it. Book it Friday morning, and then go down there and stay there. And then the next day we can go and set up camp. I just think, to me, that knowing my body, knowing how I'm going to feel, that, Copper's not going to like it. He didn't like motels. But he likes it. He likes it here. Of course, so do I. I'm enjoying it. I'll be glad. Right now, it's 10:06 Mountain Time, 9:06 here. And it's still only like 32 outside, so. Oh, anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna get dressed. I need to stop at the bathroom, and then head into town. And I'll try to take some footage of us going into town, showing you the big metropolis of Alamo. Go in there and get some water. Mostly, that's what I'm going for, is some go in there and get some water, some agua, and yeah, that's about it. I'm just glad that tank is, and I hope that gauge is right. I mean, I hope the gauge is correct, because I swear it was down toward the yellow when we left Huntington, or before, But now it's saying it's halfway on the green part, which that's going to be plenty, I mean, it probably wouldn't be if I ran it all night, but don't really need to. I mean, when I went to bed last night, I was wearing this, but once I got underneath the covers, I was toasty. It felt pretty good. Like I said, when I woke up during the middle of the night, I was cold, but I wasn't waking up shivering like I did in Huntington. Even though it was cold. I don't know what it got down to last night. It was supposed to get down to 28, it said, which it probably did, because when I got up, it was eating breakfast. It was right at 30 degrees. So I'm sure it probably did get down 28. But tonight's, that one report, if it's right, it's going to be freaking cold, because 24 is not warm. So anyway, I'm going to get dressed, run into town, get back here, and I got to set up the solar panels, because this charger, or the solar generator, is just about out of juice. I've still got the other one. The other one's full. So, I can use that while, oh man, itch. Yeah, there have been mosquitoes that got in here too, so I had to swat a couple of them. So, of course, you're down by the marsh, you're down by the water. I'm sure during the summer, this would be bug heaven. But and there's been some bugs. There's been some, that get in through at the bottom. I do not like the way these doors are set up on this tent. You got down at the bottom, it's got this Velcro, but the only way you can fasten them is from the outside. You can't like put it together from the inside. It's just crazy setup. I actually thought about taking some Gorilla Tape and just taping it, and I may do that today. Because it just doesn't. This is not. It lets cold air in. It lets the bugs in, and it's just not. I don't know. I don't understand the setup. I mean, other than that, this is an awesome tent, but I don't like the way they have the bottom set up. It doesn't make any sense to me. You ought to be able to fasten it from the inside, and there's just no way to do it. I've got to go outside, fasten it. Well, I can't do that without opening the door. When I open the door, it rips the Velcro comes apart, and so I'm gonna have to jerry rig something because and the heater would be much more efficient too, because I'm not gonna need the heater after I leave here, because shoot, it's down to 50, 51 at night there in Lake Havasu. You don't need the heater for that at all. And then during the day, it's supposed to, when we get there Friday, I think it's supposed to be, I can't remember if it was 77 or 73. I think it's 77. I think it's 77 on Friday, 73 on Saturday, and then it drops all the way down to 69 on Sunday, and then 68 on Monday. Oh, that's going to be so cold. The last time I felt 70 degrees, well, actually it was when I was in the motel, come to think of it, but outside, it's been a while since I felt 70 degrees outside, let me tell you. That's going to be nice. Now, it gets up to 77, 78, 79 like it's been there. My body's going to have to acclimate, because going from the 30s and 40s, well, and 50s here, and it's at 60. It was like 65 the other day. Like on, what day was it? Sunday, Monday? Whatever day it was that we first got here. First day we were here was 65. And so going from that to 80 degrees, yeah. But I ain't going to complain too much. You know what I mean? But, excuse me. I'll talk to you later.